Death records are one of the most important resources for genealogy research. They often contain valuable information like the date and place of death, burial location, the names of parents or spouses, the person who reported the death, and sometimes even the cause of death. But many researchers think that the only place to find death information is on the official death certificate. In reality, death information can also appear in church records, burial registers, obituaries, social security records, and historical databases. In this video, I'm going to walk you through several online collections that can help you find death records for your ancestors in the United States. And as always, I've included links to every collection mentioned in this video in the description below. Before civil death certificates became common, many deaths were recorded in church registers. These registers often include funerals, burial services, or death notices recorded by ministers. One large collection of church records is the U.S. Presbyterian Church Records, covering 1701 to 1970. These records include baptisms, marriages, and burial information from Presbyterian congregations across the United States. This collection can be found on Ancestry. Burial records in these registers may include the name of the deceased, the date of burial, and sometimes additional details about their family. Another major collection comes from the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America Church Records, covering 1781 to 1969. These records are especially helpful if you have German or Scandinavian ancestry. This collection is found on Ancestry. Lutheran church registers often contain very detailed burial records. If your ancestors were Swedish immigrants, several church record collections may be useful. One example is the Evangelical Lutheran Swedish American Church Records, covering 1800 to 1947, and this one can be found on Ancestry. Other collections include the Evangelical Free Church Swedish American Records, covering 1842 to 1947, also found on Ancestry. And then another related collection is the Evangelical Covenant Church Swedish American Records, covering 1868 to 1970, also found on Ancestry. These records contain burial information and other information on immigrant families. In addition to church registers, several large databases index death and burial records from multiple sources. One example is the United States Deaths and Burials Collection, covering 1867 to 1961, which is available on Family Search. This collection compiles death and burial information from many different records and can help you locate information, even if you don't know where your ancestor died. Obituaries are one of the richest sources of genealogical information. They often list family members, occupations, locations, and sometimes even life stories. One example is the Evangelical Messenger Obituaries collection, covering 1848 to 1946. This collection can be found on MyHeritage and includes obituary notices published in a religious newspaper. Another specialized collection includes obituaries compiled by the American Historical Society of Germans from Russia, covering 1899 to 2012. This collection is found on Family Search, and these records can be extremely helpful if you have Germans from Russia ancestry. Another large collection is the United States and Canada Index of Obituaries, covering 1900 to 2019, found on MyHeritage. A large modern obituary database is the U.S. Obituary Collection, available on Ancestry. Another helpful database is the Genealogy Bank Obituaries, Births, and Marriages collection, covering 1980 to 2015. This collection is found on Family Search. For more recent records, you can also search currentobituary.com records from 2001 to 2014, and this collection is found on Family Search. Social Security records are another major source of death information. One helpful collection is the Social Security Applications and Claims Index, covering 1936 to 2007, available on Ancestry. These records can include birth information, death information, and sometimes the names of their parents. Another related database is the Social Security Numerical Identification Files. This is found on Family Search, and these records come directly from Social Security applications. Another widely used resource is the Social Security Death Index, found on Family Search. And you can also find the SSDI on MyHeritage. If you have German ancestry, you may want to explore German Roots online death indexes. And another helpful collection is the United States Veterans Burials collection on MyHeritage. Death records are an essential part of genealogy research. By exploring church burial records, obituary databases, Social Security records, and historical indexes, you can uncover valuable details about your ancestors' lives. If you'd like to explore these collections yourself, you'll find all of the links mentioned in this video in the description below. And if you need help researching your family history or uncovering the stories behind your ancestors, visit beyondgenerationsgenealogy.com to learn more about the services that I offer. What's the most interesting obituary or death record that you found while researching your family history? Let me know in the comments.